But I got to say, we just see Ace Hood, real genuine dude. I salute you. I salute you. Just your humble and stuff. I appreciate that. We need artists like you. That's it. At the bar.
Yeah, at the bar radio.
You already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. You already know. Right.
Wanna get lit at? You on your own. Just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that like a 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act good, getting on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro that came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. Yeah. Alright.
Hey Tuna, you made this?
I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that like a 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act good, getting on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always tripping. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimping. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my bro that came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just no white with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planet, this that get back.
Okay, we back. It's been like 2 weeks.
Hello.
It's been like 2 weeks. Last week had a nice. We were off air, but we were all together. Got a little echo here, but yeah, I don't know why it's like go. I don't know why I got a DJ Cool echo. Oh. Yeah. So I don't know why I got an echo, but it's been like 2 weeks. We were here barbecuing last week, but we just weren't on air.
Right.
But we had a blast. We had a blast. Uh, it was a good moonshine drinking session. Yeah, Lady Antoinette was the bartender, and we had we had some very good drinks.
Yeah, that one drink, it was a lot of alcohol
Yeah, it felt good. I slept really good that night. The sleep I had.
Yeah, that drink was strong.
Yeah, very, very
Strong.
strong. Oh, shout out to Super Dave. I was with him and Melissa this Friday shooting some more scenes for the video, for the better video. Um, so that's coming together. We still got some more scenes to shoot. We need to shoot some scenes at Chef Rock's restaurant again. But he actually, salute to Chef Rock, is going out the country um, for some like culinary events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You know where he's going?
I don't know.
So next time he does that, tell him to let us know ahead of time so that we can go.
Yeah. But we were talking, and I was like, yo, we need to catch up, and because he finally got some help,
Oh,
some good help, and so when I went by there on Friday, because he was going to shoot, he wasn't there, and I was calling him, so he hadn't been it took a little sabbatical. The last couple times I've been, he's hands on, so he's in the kitchen, cooking and everything, and so he had some backup, and so they was handling. I tried their buffalo chicken sandwich.
Okay, was that good?
Yeah.
Good.
And then I wanted to mix it up. Normally I get the spicy mumbo sauce. I got the lemon pepper ketchup this time. And the fries and stuff were cooked in duck fat.
You said in what fat?
Duck fat.
Okay, that's really greasy. So I'm sure they were greasy.
And not greasy,
Oh,
honestly.
really? That's good because duck fat is greasier than those things. But
It's so good though. Those sandwiches.
I like the spicy mango sauce.
So,
That's my thing right there.
so unfortunately we're back, and we have to start off with a couple of sad news. There was the rapper Trouble was killed. Then there was in the Chicago scene. So there was another rapper named FB Duck. One of his partners, FB Cash, was killed. They had beef with Lil Durk and King Von. FB Cash actually took a picture, him standing next to the King Von Muriel with his middle finger up, basically. Um, you know,
You don't take too kindly
I really, 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 Chicago's a little bit different because they diss dead people all the time. Um, this is when hip hop is done wrong. Especially we live in an age now where you don't even have to be like super multi platinum to get noticed and to get your family out the hood and
Right.
stuff like that.
because
And
platinum status is not what it used to be anymore. You can get,
you can sell 11,000 records on 11,000 spins on Spotify is about the same amount of
but
money
your
you get.
YouTube might be
Yeah.
popping, so you know make that money. So
NBA
yeah,
Youngboy. So it's just crazy because, like, you know, it breaks my heart to see these people passing so early. The situation which happened with the rapper Trouble, basically, ex-boyfriend came in the house, was beating up the woman, and then he shot Trouble.
Yep.
And in this situation, it's sad.
To go off of what you were saying about people being disrespectful to those who have passed away. Did you see that footage of a funeral where they're claiming, of course, the media is saying gang related, but it may not really be a gang. We know how that works. But they said it was gang related. One gang came into the funeral and literally took the casket.
What?
They literally took the casket out. It went viral, the video of it, and it was absolutely insane.
It is. It is. Um, I don't know how I feel about that.
Right. Because what are you going to do? Kill him again? What do you what?
That's hmm.
So, uh, it's people nowadays, it's just ridiculous.
And then of course we've had, another
We've had plenty
there was
of
a
mass shootings since we last went on the air.
yes, there was a just the other day, there was a shooting in front of Iverson Mall.
Yes.
I think 7 people got hit or something like that.
And then the other day, now this has nothing to do with a mass shooting, but the other day, Glen Park High School, which is in Prince George's County, Brandywine, Maryland. Anyone know anything about Brandywine? It's pretty calm and quiet out there. But Glen Park High School, a student got arrested for bringing a gun to school and also with possession of marijuana. Now, to be honest with you, that type of stuff has happened for years. When I was in school, people were bringing guns to school, but we're in a different time. And with all these mass shootings going on in schools, if you bring a gun to school, I mean, they might say that that's what you were trying to do. They could pin that on you. That's the stupidest thing you could do right now. All these mass shootings, and you gonna bring a gun to school, even if that's not what you were trying to do, that's not smart.
It is. It is.
Unfortunately, I know a little bit about this. One of the first instances in PG County where a teacher got shot was at Largo High School when I was there, and the person that actually shot the teacher was,
A friend of yours.
yes,
I can, this is
Okay,
not,
no.
not surprised.
Why? Why are we just not surprised by this? I thought you was gonna say you shot the teacher for a second. I mean,
Now, I will say that was not the first incident in Prince George's County.
no, it was one.
I mean, yeah.
Where
Well, no. I think that me and someone else we were looking into it. It was way back, like before we were even born. But Prince George's County apparently had the first school shooting, like in the country.
I was there for that situation. I didn't really have a gun before we went to school, go to school bus.
You knew about the beef between him and the principal or the teacher.
Nah, me and that teacher was cool. I had no idea. But my folks, he wasn't the most level-minded person in the world.
And that's why you guys are friends.
I mean, we grew up together. I think he had just got in trouble for doing something, for like shoplifting or something. And technically, he wasn't really supposed to be in school for real, I don't think.
Yes, but
He was suspended, I think, for something, or pending suspension. Yeah, I can't remember, but yeah, I've been staying out the political arena for a while, but once again, when I see little kids getting killed in school and nothing being said, or what's being said is a whole bunch of BS from the right, and all the excuses that they make why they don't want better background checks, which is 80% of Americans want, including gun owners, and it's because the NRA is so deep in all of their pockets
yeah.
that they can't afford not to continue to fight for the so-called Second Amendment. And what trips me out the most is when they're talking about better background checks and raising the age restriction or the age limit. All of a sudden they go, they're trying to take our guns. I'm like,
No.
I'm like, dude, where are you hearing that? I said nothing about that. I said I agree with better background checks. I agree with possibly raising the age limit.
That means the right people will have a gun in there.
Yeah, and I've mentioned several times a couple of things that I think personally will help the issue of guns in this country. And when I've said it to a couple of people, most people agree that it's a step in the right direction. Not saying it's going to solve everything, but as I've stated, I don't know if I said it on this show before or not, but the same way you got to renew your driver's license, you have to renew your gun license.
You said that before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you tell.
and you should have to get a mental evaluation if you own 3 or more handguns or semi-automatic weapons every 3 or 4 years to make sure you're still a sound mind and body. And if not, you go into observation and make sure you're not doing no crazy shit, buying fertilizer and, contemplate blowing up the world and shit. And you make sure they have the guns that they supposed to have registered, because the way felons get guns are through private sale. And make sure they're storing their guns properly, because that's how felons get guns are breaking into folks' houses that have guns still in there. So if people, properly store
You
their
know a lot
guns,
about how felons get guns, sir. I just wanted to point that out.
I might, allegedly know some felons in my day,
Allegedly.
allegedly, possibly. We all have plans. I know.
I'm trying so hard.
I mean,
Go ahead and say
I know some people that know some people.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
Yeah, like people that you grew up with that shot their teacher.
I think he's still alive. I can't remember the last time.
Are you talking about the teacher or the student?
So, still,
Oh, okay.
I think last time I heard, I can't remember. It's been a while. But I'm not going to name his name. But, I mean, he was a cool dude, but yeah, he did have.
It's a little, what's the saying?
I mean, out of his 3 brothers, he was the oldest. After his dad left, it was all on him. So he was out of sorts.
Stress.
Yeah. He already was right in the head before that. And after that, started wilding for a bit, so I had to distance myself from him.
He was too wild there for you to hang with.
I was still,
No, because that was hot. So he ain't want nobody that was
too.
hot.
Yeah.
That too, nothing. That's
I
what it
mean, I
was.
was still in high school, so I was still on the right
No, you
path,
wasn't.
kind of
No,
sort.
you wasn't.
I was still going to class, and I was still.
Okay, you still
going
want to class, but you
Yeah.
ain't even be hanging with nobody that was hot.
I mean, yeah,
Uh-huh.
definitely. But I'm saying he was my nigga. We grew up together
Yeah, you still
until
ain't even hanging with
the
nobody.
fateful day when they all turned on me.
Oh, here we go. We about to.
Oh man, I ain't never told. I thought I told them about that.
No, you didn't tell us about this story.
Yeah, man, no neighborhood turned on me, man. Tried to jump me first day of school my senior year.
The whole neighborhood.
Yeah, all the niggas.
What you did?
I ain't
You
even.
fucked somebody's girl.
That's what I was thinking. What you did?
I did nothing.
You fucked somebody's girl.
You know me not gonna believe
You fucked somebody's prom date.
I was getting money and they were.
Did you tap somebody's sister?
No, it was. They were hating on me because I was getting money.
Hold on. Did you tap somebody's mom?
There was no females involved.
You did-
It was strictly hate.
Let me ask you this question. When you was getting money and they weren't, did you happen to say anything that would make you
No, back then I was chill. Back then I wasn't even in my asshole stage. Back then I was bullied in those schools, so I was jive, I was a jive closed off person back in there. I wanted to be accepted by
Were
the
you
folks.
infringing on anyone
What up?
else's territory?
What up, Black Score? What up, Black Score?
Nah, man. I told you this is a transformation of what made me into
Yo. Thomas said he's taking all the CP3 guns ASAP.
To go. All of mine are registered now. I'm legal.
Still take them.
Wait, all of mine are registered now.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I don't have any guns that aren't registered. That I know of right now.
I know.
That I know of.
Why would it be?
I still got some stuff packed up when I move. Might be something that
Really? So you think that you could possibly have a new meeting with that? What kind of move did you make?
It was quick.
Clearly.
But I don't. It might be. I gotta go to a doctor. It might be something. I'm just
What are
saying.
we gonna do with this?
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
You just saying.
Difficult now.
So, Lady Antoinette did send us something very interesting.
What was that?
In CP3, you should speak on this one because this seems like it's your dream.
Oh yeah.
So basically, dude was he was a stay-at-home husband, and he had 2 wives, and they both went out and worked. He was black, and they were sister wives, right?
Well, actually, if you read a little further down, the two ladies got married to
Each other.
And
Yeah.
he was their third. And he just sat at home and did nothing. His contribution was that.
CP3. How would you describe that?
Thank you, man. That's what I was trying to do my dance, so he beat me to it, dog. That's my dream, man.
And no, none of them are attractive. Not to me. That's an opinion. But they're not
I'm
at
taking,
that standard.
I'm taking
for
care of
the
when I can do.
society.
I could freely do as many podcasts that I want, and I can go to events as long as the house clean, dinner cooked when I got home, and the toilet and clothes washed. Shit,
And you made it.
you're fucking right. Hey, and that's yeah. That's my
But see, CP3, you're lying because you wouldn't have took that deal because I seen the one on the right you would have took, the one on the left you wouldn't have took.
See, like I said, they
like,
do
like
not
I said,
fit
I'll take one and for
society's
that
standards.
situation.
You take one for the team.
I will take one for the team. I'll take one for the team for less. It never got repaid for. I'm still trying to call that nigga down because he owed me.
Yeah, that's not a good friend.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost 15 years. I don't forget shit. I'm a proud of that.
I don't know. Me personally, no man is gonna put it down that well that I would be in that situation.
It's all about the mindset of the person too.
You're right.
And you have
And
to
I
be
don't
a
have
certain
that mindset.
person to do that.
I
And
don't have that
you know,
mindset.
I was going through those trials too.
Of
Trying to
course you
find
were.
a person like that.
Of course you
But
were.
sometimes I had it fucked it up.
Well, you did have almost a similar situation.
Yeah, almost. But
Yeah, you
I
gonna be a
didn't
stay-at-home dad.
I didn't really fuck it up. Just the timing fucked it up. No, the timing was in two different places, and I like it. But you know,
You're
everything
supposed to
happens.
make it.
But you would have took that deal that was offered to you now.
Oh, all right. And I can do my shows. I can chill and work on the web series and do all the shit we've been trying to do, and ain't got to worry about going to work every motherfucking day.
I ain't gonna lie, going to work sucks.
Give me 3 years, and I'm trying to for divorce. Something else, bitch. We gonna be paid.
Damn, so you just gonna file for divorce?
Got rich and left the poor white girl.
In that
I'm
situation, you wouldn't have to file for divorce. They married each other,
Yeah, I
so
get my
they
30
each other's problem.
Depending on what state we in. I get my 30 notice from cop. No, I'm just talking about.
No, you serious.
Right,
I mean,
right.
depending on the situation, if they help me, support me and get me through that, I ain't just gonna roll out. I'm gonna lower than that. Man, 10 years ago, sure.
What about 5 years ago?
Hey. Yeah, we got a dear John, but
See, this is what I'm talking about.
You try for the dog.
it's not
Right.
you, it's me.
See,
I need to find myself and make sure I'm in the right position.
Ooh, that was good. All the way down.
I'm just so sometimes situations present themselves where it's better to sugarcoat shit than hurt someone's feelings and then they become vindictive. I've had that.
You still got a little toxicity
I
in you.
know, but I've never done anything. I mean, I know that when it's over, so I'm not one of those starving types. I'm not gonna let it go. My turn. Yeah. My biggest fear would be that unwanted nigga would be like she talking to her girlfriend about, yeah, that nigga just won't leave me alone. I told him it's over. He just keep on. Nah, you tell me it's over, you ain't never right here with me again. And I ain't gonna be that nigga you gonna talk about.
So your pride and ego is what drives that.
I don't want to be with somebody that don't want to be with me. If you tell me you don't want to be with me, and it's nothing I'm going to do to change your mind, if that's your choice, I'm not mad at you. I know I'm not for everybody. I had to learn that and accept that. I'm not for everybody.
I get that because I do the same lady answer that. If I'm dating a girl and we decide that, hey, we're not gonna be together or whatever, like I'm not really gonna like if you don't want me in your life, then I'm gonna take it as you want me in your life, and I'm
Right,
just
but he was making it seem like his biggest fear now. He don't want the girls to talk to her friends.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
But I get that because no dude wants to be the guy to be like, oh,
Right.
this nigga again, and stuff like that.
Don't answer and shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be that nigga. Nah, that's my
I'm
biggest.
laughing because I put somebody.
I know.
Because you've had that before, huh?
I got to put somebody in the answer.
When they put was it DNA, do not answer.
Yeah, I do that to some folks on my phone too. So I mean, yeah, if I'm not wanting, that's cool.
So and no dude wants to be the young one to do
The joke.
the
amongst
joke. So when I
friends.
walk in the room, or your friends start to giggle,
Because
cussing
that's
everybody out.
They will talk about you.
Put you in a fucked up spot. Because I was there, I was in that spot, not too long ago, where I had feelings for somebody that didn't have feelings for me, like me as a friend, but didn't see me as friend zone. So, and they're like, how come you don't really talk no more? I'm like,
Because you don't want to friend.
no, it's not like I had feelings for you.
Right.
Talking
You don't
to
want to
you.
be her friend.
Now, I don't mind being a friend, but I don't talk to my friends every day. See, what she was getting that boyfriend mode that wanted to be. That's when I talk to you every day.
Yeah.
A friend is someone I speak to once or twice a week.
But you know what? There are a lot of women who put their male friends in that category. It's like the line is blurred.
Yeah, but then they
But
can't communicate with their boyfriend and they want to come to you because they
But
can
that's-
communicate with you. I'm like, smack on my fucking face.
But
I'm really
that's,
not trying to talk
but
to you. I'm not going to be your
But I
man.
feel like it's unfair.
it is because once I always believe like if I'm dating a female and we've been together for a while, and then this nigga ain't gay, and you introduce me and you introduce this other dude as your male best friend and all that. Like I'm not trying to be. If we dated or I tried to holler at you and it didn't work out, I'm not gonna be the nigga that you call up so you can talk about other niggas to. I don't want to hear that shit. Like, oh no, Slim, whatever. You that nigga played you. He had 800 kids. I don't want to hear none of that because if it didn't work out between us, that's cool. But I'm not here to hear that shit.
No, I'm talking about when there are women who have platonic male friends.
They do.
But the expectations that they have of that platonic male friend is that he come over and fix stuff for free every time that something needs to be done. Or he just caters to her. A lot of women are that way.
Yeah.
They may not even have a man, or they are dating and they just need a man around. And it can be unfair if that male friend starts developing feelings.
It can be because then you start to get bonds and stuff like that and connect. And when I had to tell a female before, oh well, since we're not dating, when we go out, you need to pay for your own shit because if we're dating, then I'm paying
Right.
for your shit. If we're not dating, you need to pay for your own meal. No disrespect, but we're platonic.
Right. And for me, I grew up a tomboy. So I have a lot of male friends that I've known almost my whole life. And if I have them come to my house to fix something, I'm trying to pay them. Because you've taken your time,
Yeah.
whatever. And we can talk about relationships of both ways. But you're right, it's not an everyday thing. It's an every so often.
Hey, CP3. No, actually, I want the red cup with some iced tea. I think I need a shot of the Lady Antoinette's mixture.
Really good.
But
Peach tea, that's all.
but basically, and I just don't think when you have to have if you're doing the platonic thing, there's boundaries
Yeah.
because as I remember I had a girl that we were dating at one point, and one of the reasons I broke up with her, I said, yo, don't no nigga want to hear about your ex all day long. I said I can't deal with
But
it.
you're dating her. So that's a whole different
No, hold on, let
thing.
me respond. I was fucking.
Okay. But that's
Oh no, she gotta mix it first. Come on, you think I just want regular iced tea or at the bar?
you are not together today.
Yeah.
I know. We know.
First of all, we can't see your eyes. But
But
so
no, like
I just felt that.
I'm like we're talking about strictly platonic friends.
Yeah.
So if you have some type of connection, romantic connection with a man, you should not. So because you're right. No, they don't want
Yeah.
to. But I mean,
The fact is, no man wants to be a platonic friend.
But at the same time
there
too,
are some.
I've had I also had a friend that literally put me in the friend zone. I was cool, but then when that nigga who you put me in the friend zone for break your heart, you calling me crying. Ain't shit I can really tell you.
I mean, like I said, for me, my male friends, most of my male friends, about 98% of
Uh
my
oh,
male friends,
oh. CP3 got the red cup.
98%.
I grew up with them. Yeah.
And they scared it. So
Don't do that. Don't. They're not
I'm
afraid of
saying
me.
what you can do. I ain't fucking you.
What you mean you see what they ain't seen what I can do. They haven't seen what I can do. I don't know what you're talking about. Is it tea in there?
Yes, it is.
Oh, would you like some?
I guess I'll partake of some of your concoction right there.
No, hold on.
It's legal.
Let's say this. Are you getting this because of your own free will?
I'm willing to taste it. You know, I like peach. You
On your own free will. That she's not making you.
know. I asked for it this time.
Yeah, so-
I'm thinking because it's wine, it ain't gonna be.
It's not.
That's
wine.
not wine. That's whiskey.
That's what you get for. It's been sitting here right in front
I
of you.
ain't
the whole
worried the
time.
bottle. I ain't looked at it. I'm in my own zone right
You
now.
can't blame nobody but yourself.
Hey, I asked.
Actually, I said, "Is that peach wine?" And she said, "No, it's peach whiskey."
I
Before
said
the
it.
show,
I did say it. It's okay.
you were sitting next to her.
Man, I'm partly here and partly on Mars at this point.
Wow.
I'm doing some
Well,
exploring.
tell the Martians we said hello.
They said they found some doors on Mars. Checking that shit
So
out.
yeah.
That's what they said. They found some doors on Mars, so they think there's a possibility that there may have been life on Mars.
Some doors.
So there was a door that they could see, like the formation looked like a door, like it closed, like somebody built to open and close. No, I do a lot of space, research and stuff.
I'm sure you do.
I love space, man. I can't go there, but then I'm gonna be
Why
high.
can't you? You can play with it. You gotta have something.
I'll go there. Then.
You know.
I'll be a strategist.
Yeah. I
So-
was trying it. I really was trying.
So I don't know if you guys know who this is because I'm a hip hop head. So Azealia Banks.
Yes.
So she's known for basically having these hip hop rants and stuff, and her music is very lackluster.
It's no good.
Yeah, it sucks. So basically, for Pride, she was in Miami. She showed up like 2 hours late for her performance. She blamed the promoter, and then she got booed. She did her set topless. Yeah,
Look at this.
You're talking about the white girl?
no. That's Iggy Azalea.
Oh,
Azalea, you probably heard her name,
I've heard her name, yeah.
but she's not.
She's trash.
Busting up.
So, her album was called Broke with Expensive Taste.
Including her, but go ahead.
So, I mean, she's came at everybody from Cardi B to Nicki Minaj. One minute she's team this, team
I
that.
feel like she's only been doing it for the shop.
She's more known for being kicked out of parties and attacking people online than actually making good music.
Right.
Um,
She wants to be controversial so that
Yeah.
she can be in the headlines or something.
so basically, she showed up, was doing this topless. If you're doing a topless set and you still get booed, what does that say about your music?
couldn't make it through the song.
But she showed up like 2 hours late.
Right, I would have been there too. Like, I
Uh,
don't get booed.
At least the dudes.
well, here's the thing.
First of all, it's a pride performance.
It's a pride performance, so 90% of the dudes are not looking at her. She's the girl that had the meltdown that was on Wild 'N Out. So she had a meltdown.
Yeah,
Um,
that's embarrassing.
And-
No, you know how they do in Mom. Go back and forth.
Oh, she got the feeling.
she got in her feelings. She was they were like they only got you because Cardi B was busy, and then it was like, oh, you're not gonna make this a dark skin, light skin thing. And then she tried to go at one of the other people, and they violated this.
Ate her alive, like for real. Like it was, but I mean, real talk is wild now. I don't know what she expected.
And then the thing is, she was, and they were going to edit out most of the shit. But then she started popping shit after crying on stage, she went popping shit the next day on Twitter, so they aired the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
And then, and she got fried. So before we do the music break, Rolling Stones gets dragged over over the top 200 albums of all times. Um, they had albums like Nas Illmatic was like number 24, and Carly B Invasion of Privacy was like higher ranked than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it's
I mean,
they
for me, I feel like when we're talking sales, we're talking one thing. But and we can all agree, Cardi got some sales.
she does.
She had some sales, and kudos to her. But outside of that,
Wow.
Y'all know how I feel about record sales. Record sales don't mean shit.
right, and that's right up your alley.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean,
But I mean, it's. I'd have to actually go check out the whole list, but it's something that one they one white culture shouldn't be ranking our shit first of all.
that's one thing.
Uh, and two, it's as with anything, it's everything's subjected to opinion. So if I like if I like Kanye or if I like this, I like that, you know, um, that's my opinion. So, but once again, it's when white culture starts to rank our music and stuff, then it becomes clear that they're very judgmental. And what the hell does a little white teen, a little white girl probably can relate to WAP more than they can relate to "You Must Love Me" from Jay-Z. You know, um, it's easy to party, but it's hard to feel.
Right. But did they ever say what they were rating themselves? I
Probably
mean,
ignorance.
but I mean, real talk.
Nah,
Like,
nah, I know.
if you're telling me like you're ranking it because of sales, then okay, say that. That's fine. I get that. But if you're telling me that you're ranking it based off of, yeah, I mean, most in a sense influential to who? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
So like you said, like WAP would be influential to some people. A lot of people interpreted that song different ways. Some people are like, "Oh, female empowerment," but then others was like, "It was trash." They were just being nasty for no reason. So influential to who? Who determined?
They said the 200 greatest hip hop albums of all time.
But then tell me what great means. Are you talking about lyrically? Because lyrically, it should not be ranked higher than quite a few other albums.
First of all, when it comes to conversations like this, it's kind of like the Jordan LeBron debate. It's apples and oranges. Different times, and there are different
Well, if we talking
times in
lyrically,
hip-hop
no, it ain't.
music. I mean, but there's different. Like now, I couldn't really put hardly any of these rappers in the lyrical upper echelon of rap. So I mean, as I say, in this generation now, you have to look at it. It's in a vacuum because depending on when you came up and what rap you were listening to is how you're going to have a judgment based
Right.
off of. So each generation is going to have a different interpretation, just like with Jordan and LeBron. LeBron was the greatest in his generation. Jordan was the greatest in his generation. Two different eras of basketball, two different ways that the
Right.
game, was played. So you can't logically make a true argument because it's apples and oranges. If you look at all the intangibles, and it's the same thing with that 200 most influential. It depends on, like I say, what genre or what is the category you're putting it into
So-
as an influence.
That means
Can
they're
I read
rating
you
it
some of
all
these,
on the same thing, and that means they need to have something to level the playing field.
Can I read you some of these? Cause
I'm afraid.
So, um, We'll go with 200 first. 200, Travis Scott.
Why? Ooh, I was about to say something real mean.
Travis Scott Astroworld, which came out in 2018, is one of the 200 greatest hip hop albums of all
The
time.
fact that he's even in the line of
That's
like
what I'm
tells me it's this is bullshit.
Aw,
So at 160, Big L, Lifestyles of the
okay.
Poor and Dangerous.
I agree with Big L. Wait, 160?
Number 160.
Let's do that in to try to give it some credibility.
So 159 is a group I've never heard of, so I'm gonna skip them, and that's sad because I live for hip hop. 158 was Devin the Dude, Just Trying to Live.
What? Over Big L?
Um,
I mean, a lot of people.
Danny Brown came out in 2011. They had that over Big L. I don't even remember a song Danny Brown made. 156 is DJ Quick. Quick is my name.
You got Quick over Big L.
They should get back in for that alone.
Ja Rule the Damager.
Ja Rule over Big L.
No. Ja Rule the Damager.
Oh,
Come Clean.
I was about to jump across.
They just throwing those in there and try to save the list, like getting the old heads in there. Like, okay,
Let me go to 120.
That's a bullshit.
Of course it is.
On that list. Switching for my nostril response.
What? You know what? Let's take a drink.
I was watching Cover to America.
Clearly. That's why I said take a drink.
Okay, Ray Shimon, whatever, Ray Simmer, whatever they call the little boys. They ain't together now. They 152.
It's really drummer's ear backwards.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, why does that be 151?
Shitting on your name.
Lil Nas X.
Oh, dang. Is it true that he came out and said that he was playing gay just to cater to the LGBT?
I mean, I didn't hear that he said it, but they did have like their photos of him.
Yeah,
And
I was wondering.
He recently attacked. He got mad because he wasn't nominated for the BET Music Awards, and actually made a diss song about the BET.
You know,
DJ Screw is number 149.
number 0. DJ Screw. He got Quick on him.
I mean, Quick was alright, but he's not too nice.
They got Run the Jewels number 48.
Who?
Run the Jewels. That was you know who Run the Jewels is? That's Killer Mike.
Oh,
It's Killer Mike and the White Boy, and their group was called Run the Jewels.
Right. We both was like, who?
Killer Mike, I'm like,
That's
okay.
kind of high. We don't know who you're talking about.
It's gonna be a lot of people that's high, but you don't know who you're talking about. That's the thing.
No, it's probably somebody with power and wrote that list.
Once again,
Really,
the
you
source.
didn't think about that.
But we got to think about the source. Okay, I'm about to end this. So at number 100,
Let me put the table up.
Run DMC Raising Hell.
At 100?
At 99, Lil Wayne the Carter 2. At
Wait, the Carter 2?
wait a minute.
Oh, he was done in that whole album.
At 98,
He don't even remember the lyrics said Carter 2.
I know, but at 98, who the fuck is Company Flow? Yo, Jamil, I know you listening. Time in, because if I don't know who these niggas are, these niggas don't
Did you
exist.
see me try to grab the table?
No,
I've never heard of them.
I ain't want him to sit at the table with my drink on it.
first of all, kind of fucked up ass name is company.
97. Damn, y'all got the clips over Run DMC?
They just throwing him in there for giving
Who wrote this?
credibility.
Ice 96 is Ice T Power.
I thought
98.
he was gonna say
Ti Ti's trap music was 95. All this before Run DMC though. That's kind of crazy. De La
and
You
Big
gotta
L.
look at their age bracket too.
now this album I think should be higher up there. This was actually a great album. This is one of the first albums that I actually bought from this group. De La Soul is Dead was really a good album. Contrary, what people don't realize is that De La Soul used to beat people up a lot.
And
Like,
it was so cool.
Because people thought they were really hippies, but they was like they like from like the gutter, and they used to beat the shit out of people.
I feel like they were high with everything they did.
Ice Cube was 93, Death Certificate
Ice Cube by himself.
by himself, Death Certificate.
I wasn't high out.
92 is DJ Shaw introducing Yeah, I don't know what the fuck they
I
are.
was about to say he ain't.
Now, I really would like to slap somebody because Boogie Down Production is my favorite group of all time. KRS-One is my favorite rapper. So this is at number 91, and this is the one that started it all. Criminal Minded, which actually came out in 1987. That's actually a classic album. South Bronx, The Bridge is Over,
Yeah, that's classic stuff. And what number is that?
in 91.
So you mean to tell me that the album that has the bridge
The Bridge is Over is out of the 200
is 90?
is 91. Okay, let's see.
I need you to go move on up because
Mhm.
I need to know who number one is. Oh, Cardi was number one, right?
No,
Okay, good. No shade to Cardi, I love her, but I don't think she's the best.
Let's listen to some blues.
somebody just text me. Who the fuck made that list? Stevie Wonder.
Aw. But Stevie Wonder would have done better because he can hear.
Brand Nubian is number 89.
They just throwing random bullshit.
Cypress Hill, the album Cypress Hill was number 88.
I wouldn't have put that there.
Ultramagnet MC's Critical Beatdown, 87. I don't even remember one. Yo, this shit is crazy.
The bridge is over. Cypress Hill over the bridge is
So you gotta look
over.
at the generation who wrote this art. There had to be somebody in their 30s.
Like the most influential, like, come on now.
There had to be
Number
somebody.
50.
What that album
Now, here's the crazy thing. Number 50, which is a great album, though, by the way. However, I wouldn't put Over the Bridge is Over, was EPMD Strictly Business. Great album, though. Great album. NWA number 49.
Wow.
Straight out of Compton.
Wow.
J Dilla Donuts came out in 2006. You know, J Dilla passed away. He was a producer.
That's probably why I put it down.
Yeah.
They don't listen to that. I was like, oh.
Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, Super Duper Fly, 1997, was number 47. Tyler the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost, 46. Over Run DMC
Tyler Creator was overrunning into that's
and Boogie Down Production and EPMD.
right. There are a lot of people walking around right now who don't know who he is.
Yeah. Oh my God, this
That's the bridge is over.
the bridge, yeah. So is the music.
Nas tried to tell us, y'all.
So Dr. Dre, the Chronic is only at number 40. The Carter 3 is 39.
The Carter
They
3?
was bigger than 40 when they put that.
The Carter, first of all, the Carter 3 over Carter 2.
Kendrick,
And then it's over.
Kendrick Lamar, Good City, Good Kid, Bad City is number 38.
I mean, Kendrick is good.
Raekwon, Only Built for Cuban Links, is number 37, which is really a damn good album.
But that shouldn't be that 37.
Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap is 36.
Can we go to the music break?
I
Depressing.
Snoop Dogg is 35.
love Snoop, but he should not be there.
Sugar Hill, Various Artists is number 34. De La Soul is back, 3 Feet High to Ride in 33. Let me see if I can get the number one. Let's do the music break.
10.
That's a lot. That's a lot of scrolling.
This is 10.
So Beastie Boys,
There it is.
Beastie Boys is number 30. Ain't that some crazy shit?
Beastie Boys.
Tupac, All Eyes on Me is 29. Mobb Deep, the infamous is 28.
Wait, which album?
The infamous. Outkast, Aquemini is number 27. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. You about to shit a brick. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt is 26. You sound you just shaking.
I told you, I'm done. I'm ready for the video. I'm not even listening to the rest of the
Eminem is 25. Marshall Mathers, LP. 24 is Nas Illmatic was 24. You should be happy about this though. UGK Riding Dirty is 23.
See, I need to grab my brand.
Yeah, you can't even take them serious.
DMX is DMX's Hell is Hot is 22. Lil Wayne, The Drought 3, which is a mixtape.
This is a big Lil Wayne thing.
This
This is a big Lil
Okay,
Wayne
I'm done. I'm done when I get to number 20.
They could be in there 20.
Do you know what number 20 is?
What?
We're not gonna make it a number one.
No, what's funny?
Future, Dirty Sprite 2. Let's go to a music break.
They put Future over The Bridge Is Over. Yes, please.
Over The Bridge Is Over. Over The Chronic.
I need something stronger than a drink. Let's go to video.
Oh shit.
Smack it. We burning Rolling Stones, bitches. And we not buying it first. It's gonna burn.
We're not doing that.
Let me mute this nigga's mic.
Damn, Matt. This one's
Let's go. Ayy, ayy, let's go. Beat Simba, nigga. My turn. Ayy, ayy, let's go. Ayy, when I'm in the booth, I tell no lies. Don't point me to that beat because them guys ain't one of mine. You see that killing in my eyes. Tell that pussy come outside. Ayy, he was raised to run high. Let's go, let's go, let's go. When I see my eyes, there's no talking, we gon' collide. Yeah, I fucked this BME trippin', fucked up his pride. He say he gon' kill me, shrug my shoulders, then I nod. Ask the last nigga that tried. Yeah, you can't, cause he with God. Call me Mr. B the eyes. I'm like rollers with that ride. Fuck your rules, we don't abide. I said I love you, but I lied. I like how my bitch sneaky. I can't fuck her, she too easy. Gotta cheat just to come see me. Ain't my bitch, but still won't leave me. Hey man, I been poppin' shit, man. Beat something, man. Hey, I'm done beef with y'all whole ass niggas, man. Let me talk to your bitch right quick. Hey, shawty, come here. Hey, hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm pissed off my liquor, I might overreact. I pop a beat, we fuck for hours, and let's run back to back. I eat that pussy, I'm free nasty, watch me kiss up a back. I pop her, she talk too much, I put these dick in the neck. Make sure she straight, make sure she ate, that's how you get your respect. I like the hunch, we like the fuck, I think I love having sex. Fuck on your bitch, that's on my man, and I still fuck with my ex. And I ain't waiting on your cousin, I just gotta confess. She got a boyfriend and she messy and she say I'm on that. Cheat on your nigga, fuck on me, don't have to deal with no stress. Don't trust no nigga, trust no bitches, get that shit out my chest. I fucked on bruh girl and his girl, know why niggas is pressed. Hey bro, I don't even know why you mad, you ain't the first one. You know what I'm saying? I been doing this shit, we been doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mad at me, don't hate the game, hate the player. Ay, they call me free, nasty. Some call me Zaddy. I don't do no talking, tryna fuck, send me the Eddie. I don't do no talking, that my business, please don't ask me. She get freaky for me, play with that pussy, spraying her ass cheek. Baby got a figure and stamina, think she an athlete. Bitches here by me, hating, wishing that they had me. Used to fall in love with these hoes, that was the past me. Used to fall in love with these hoes, that was the past. Ay, when I'm in the booth, I tell no lies. Don't point me to that beat because them guys ain't one of mine. You see that killing in my eyes, tell that pussy come outside. Ay, he was raised to run high. Let's go, let's go, let's go. When I see my eyes, there's no talking, we gon' collide. Yeah, I fucked this BME trippin', fucked up his pride. He say he gon' kill me, shrug my shoulders, then I nod. Ask the last nigga that tried. Yeah, you can't, cause he with God.
Damn, Matt. This one's too hard.
Bow your head and pray. You wanna talk to him? Hey, let's go, let's go, let's go. Big Sim in this bitch, we turn, nigga.
Just deal with tea. Yes. Okay.
Said a little bit.
No. No, so this is the thing. I drink, but I'm one of those ones that stick with what I drink. You know what I'm saying? You ever know how people like, oh, I stick with what I drink. I know who drink Crown Royal, that's whiskey. I'll drink vodka if it's mixed, because I'm not a vodka drinker. I'm mixed up. But I don't like Hennessy if it's got like the flavor. You know what I'm saying? So most people just go out and go out drinking. That's how you get fucked up. You gotta know what your steez is. When you know what your steez is, I just want to smoke stuff all day long. Be good, drive home.
I was thinking yesterday, I ran across one of your pictures.
I don't.
I almost tried to call.
You used to not drink tequila.
Obviously, it didn't.
I got alcohol people, so first time in Miami many years ago, out there, you know, you get the margaritas and they get it real. Drinking, and then we get ready to go see backyard, Miami takeover.
Yeah, I gave my heart, you lied. Supposed to be right here by my side. You convinced me with them lies, telling me how you was gon' ride. And you would never leave my side, but touched your heart, then you went away. Sad to say you left my heart so traumatized, like I just seen a homicide. But life was on, had to move on for the better. Yeah, I know you hate to see me doing better. Had you jealous when you see me with my new bitch on some new shit. Like, why you got me out here looking stupid and so foolish? I ain't got time for these games, no. And I ain't got time for the reminiscing. cause we didn't have the same intention. Guess you ain't get it, too busy stuck in your feels, you ain't care about how I was feeling. Fuck how you feeling, bitch you trippin', talking about how shit would be different between me and you, but ain't no difference cause you never ever listened. Thought I cheated with them bitches, couldn't blame me for assuming. Supposed to be right here, supposed to be right here with me, could be right here with me, supposed to be right here with me, could be right here with me, supposed to be right here with me. Yeah, I gave my heart, you lied. Supposed to be right here by my side. You convinced me with them lies, telling me how you was gon' ride, and you would never leave my side. But times got hard, then you ran away. Sad to say you left my heart so traumatized, like I just seen a homicide, but life was on.
Had to move on, cause all I could feel was all this pain. All that shit you done to me, so I won't be the same. I caught you cheating, you begged and pleaded, didn't mean a thing. I took you back, you did it again, man, I should be ashamed. Feeling like my life sucks, I knew this was a dirty game. I can't complain, I had a hunch, I should've took the hit. Tired of your lies, enough of that, I had to up and split. I know you hate it when you see me with another bitch. We doing things that make you jealous, make you throw a fit. You in the past, I moved on, no need for me to reminisce. I got a new chick, yeah, she with me and she down to ride. Bonnie and Clyde, and you know it ain't no switching sides. This could be us, but this what happens when you tell lies.
Yeah, I gave my heart, you lied. Supposed to be right here by my side. You convinced me with them lies, telling me how you was gon' ride, and you would never leave my side. But times got hard, then you ran away. Sad to say you left my heart so traumatized, like I just seen a homicide, but life was on.
You know,
I feel like the stuff I got from Mississippi, Tennessee, it's not gonna get you dropped.
so
But and I've never had a hung up hangover. And you know, I told y'all when I went to Tennessee, I was drinking. I never drink. That's why I speak what I know. Normally I'm a Crown Peach. Well, then that's perfect. Yeah. Stuff like that.
in this case was I drank a lot. Just to name one problem. So yeah. So,
a nigga was fucking on me, he was in love. Don't let that little nigga lie to you. Ain't finna pressure a nigga to get out his feelings. Nah, that's what his mama do. Ain't finna beef with no little bitty bitch, she get beat. That's what that drama do. Ain't no waste my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't no waste my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't no waste my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Everybody a queen, well, bitch, I'm a nuisance. Come to your city, yo, nigga, I'm looting. Bitch, I'm a stepper, period. She think she fucking with Treasure Delirious. Lil' George stalking my page, she curious. She think I'm playing that rap, I'm serious. I ain't got time for all of that chit-chat. Stepping too close and get hit with the reflex. First I'm an average, you know I'm a leader. Don't follow no rules, only follow procedures. Like if a bitch get out of line, stuck her. A nigga wasting my time, fuck her. Promoter ain't giving no money, then dub it. Don't play with a gang when you see us in public. If I had nothing, you know I would clutch him. I grip on the strap and you know I'ma bust it. A nigga was fucking on me, he was in love. Don't let that little nigga lie to you. Ain't finna pressure a nigga to get out his feelings. Nah, that's what his mama do. Ain't finna beef with no little bitty bitch, she get beat. That's what that drama do. Ain't no waste of my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't no waste of my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't no waste of my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do.
My phone like, Tay, where you at? I dropped the pen, come give me that neck. He drowning this pussy, he love the heck. I don't be bragging about how I be back. My drip game awesome, you know I be flossing. Pretty ass here, and you know that I'm bossy. He think he a pimp, well bitch I'm a pimp. Louis back heavy, I walk with a lip. Money on mine, I'm talking about commas. Fly takes back a hoe with that drama. This is my son, I call him my toddlers. Big booty bitch, they call me a wobbler. Ass hell broom, that's true facts. Got your nigga on my ass, that's true facts. Bitch, you and my bitch don't do that. If you want this bitch, I'ma screw that.
A nigga was fucking on me, he was in love. Don't let that little nigga lie to you. Ain't finna pressure a nigga to get out his feelings. Nah, that's what his mama do. Ain't finna beef with no little bitty bitch, she get beat. That's what that drama do. Ain't no waste of my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't no waste of my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Yeah, that's what them commas do. Ain't no waste of my time. Run of these bands, that's what them commas do. Yeah.
This was
You gonna blame me for that?
yes, it's
See?
it's not your brother, my fault.
Blame the black.
right.
I guess I need an emergency video.
T-Gang.
Just wanna know who real, just wanna know who fake. I ain't sure of none of my meals, when none of you niggas you jank. Shit hit the fan, can't find nobody. Kicking this shit like fire karate. Now I gotta keep that now inside. Feeling my soul, that mind and body. Just wanna know who real, just wanna know who fake. I ain't sure of none of my meals, when none of you niggas you jank. Shit hit the fan, can't find nobody. Kicking this shit like fire karate. Now I gotta keep that now inside. Feeling my soul, that mind and body. Bitch, I'm crazy like Steve-O. Taking your shit like Evo. Suck my dick, bitch, zero. Bitch, I'm fly, no hero. Run shit back, get zero. 380 strike, that's a king code. Up all night, no sleep, no. We don't play fair, this cheat code. Fuck on your bitch, know that she gon' like it. Eat it so good, know that I'ma bite it. Just score the case, know that I'ma fight it. God forgive me, I've been living trifling. Got banned for real, trapped on the ad for real. Took me an L, but I feel it. It's on the man still. Can't tell me different, not with the flinching. Cooking that DOPE in the kitchen. I'm on a mission, fuck all these bitches. They see your blessing, they gon' make you miss it. They gon' be slipping with what really sliding. If they was, nigga, I should be dying. Niggas that checked on me had to decline. No, I can't trust you niggas, you be siding. Just wanna know who real, just wanna know who fake. I ain't sure of none of my meals, when none of you niggas you jank. Shit hit the fan, can't find nobody. Kicking this shit like fire karate. Now I gotta keep that now beside. Feeling my soul, that mind and body. Just wanna know who real, just wanna know who fake. I ain't sure none of my meals, but none of you niggas you jank. Shit hit the fan, can't find nobody. Kicking this shit like fire karate. Now I gotta keep that now beside. Feeling my soul, that mind and body. Niggas want me dead, can't ride behind me. Protect my soul, that's mind and body. Suicide mission, that's a kamikaze. I ain't out here trying to find a body. Fans on my trail, they find me probably. High speed chase, this was time to stop me. Did ourselves, we ain't no problem. Trying to wake up in a new Maserati. American fly like an eagle. Still got a strap like a seagull. Earn my stripes like a beagle. Carry that pipe like a legal. For my team, I'm Tebow. To the white man, I'm a Negro. We don't divide, yeah, we grow. Got more tools than Depot. Just wanna know who real, just wanna know who fake. I ain't sure of none of my meals, when none of you niggas you jank. Shit hit the fan, can't find nobody. Kicking this shit like fire karate. Now I gotta keep that now beside. Feeling my soul, that mind and body. Just wanna know who real, just wanna know who fake. I ain't sure none of my meals, but none of you niggas you jank. Shit hit the fan, can't find nobody. Kicking this shit like fire karate. Now I gotta keep that now beside. Feeling my soul, that mind and body.
You need to play another video there?
Run, yo.
That boy P, so crazy.
No.
Yeah. This renegade
I was
joint.
down, now I'm really about to go get up.
You
10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up.
Happy birthday, Lonte.
That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh, bet that we get up. Pushing this weight, I'm doing sit-ups. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I pack a bag if you think that I'm trippin'. I keep this shit brisk, like I'm sipping film. Even though niggas don't know what to get on. You ain't shit, so your niggas go and get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways. Niggas always being burnt out, so I dip them all in the ashtray. I don't understand these niggas that just always talking about, yeah, they past ways. I don't understand these bitches always comparing me to they past days. I give a fuck about you, you give a fuck about me. I just be rapping for money, you be rapping for free. Feel like that I rap like a god, The reason they call me a G, I'm against all of these odds. Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never no worries, Hakuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil wear Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Ride with Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash, hey, on Twitter. Your bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind your business. I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we bout to get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with division. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up.
That might have been on CP3. That's not on yet.
No, that's when we first stopped. We was talking about Bach and shit. She heard.
Okay. And we're back. Okay. So hopefully I won't be echoing again. So we just reviewed that crappy ass list and it sucked.
Oh, but Trey, tell us the number one was.
I didn't even make it that far, and I just cut the shit off. It's like watching a bad movie. You're like,
let's put that out there. Who did this list again?
Rolling Stones.
They're not known to be the authority on hip hop.
Obviously, by that list, they're not known for anything much. But we have a special guest in the
Yes, we do.
So, Lady Antoinette, I will turn it over to you to introduce our guest.
Yes, we have Miss T. Reed, so by T, right?
Miss Pretty Shooter.
Yeah.
That's the easiest to remember.
Pretty Shooters. She is going to talk to us. We know that lately we've been having a lot of conversation about firearms. We've been seeing mass shootings. We've been seeing laws being changed in certain areas. We've been seeing a lot of stuff, but there is good and there's bad. So it is important to be educated about your laws, about gun safety, about if you do have a gun, please make sure it's registered and that you know how to use it. So we have T here to talk to us about that, talk to us about her business and different opportunities that you guys can have, especially those in the DMV area. Yes, come see you.
Hey, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yes,
hey,
it is.
y'all.
Put the mic a little bit closer to you.
Hey, y'all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What's up? I'm Tanise, Pretty Shooters Firearms. As she just said, she just gave a bomb introduction. I do a little bit of everything. Not only do I teach people how to put holes in people, but I teach people how to plug those holes up. So I am a licensed firearm instructor in many fashions. I do stop the bleed CPR, kids courses, mass shooter, home protection plan, personal protection plan, safety. I like to call myself a situational awareness coach because all of this stuff should really just make you just want to do more and be better. So I'm in the DMV area, everywhere pretty much excluding Northern Virginia. And pretty much, just toot my own horn, #1 female firearms instruction company on this side of the DMV. So holler at me if you need some. Definitely don't care about being the most popular, but we're going to be the most influential. So appreciate y'all for having me.
Well, we appreciate you coming because we've been actually talking about this for a while, and that was even way before the whole mass shooting.
Right.
So we think it's CP3 is really big on people getting their firearm rights, their gun rights, and their licenses, and being protected. But we want to keep people informed. It started as a running joke because we'll play the video before the show ends. We did a video called for my nephew Renegade called Money, and CP3 is in the video. So we had a prop gun, and CP3 had a real one. But we joke with CP3 about being our neighborhood thug, but he was very aware, and he was very safe with it. He even showed the people, hey, there's no bullets in it. This, and having that type of knowledge.
And it was legal.
And it was legal. Yes.
More importantly, it was legal.
It was legal. It was legal.
It was legal.
So we wanted to have that conversation for a very long time. So definitely. You got any questions or comments, CP3?
I'm a legal gun owner, but I do believe in we need some better background checks and need some new checks and balances to put in place to help alleviate some of these mass shooter situations. What is your stance on the current gun law situation, and do you think there needs to be some change to try to prevent these mass shooting situations, or do you have the opinion that it's just certain people with mental illness that's getting their hands on guns and we don't need to change anything, everything is good, that's the status quo, so to speak?
You want my answer, or you want the politically correct answer? How y'all podcast?
We want the at the bar, uncut, real answer.
Reality is, a mass shooting only stops when the next gun in control comes. I've never seen a mass shooting stop without the police or the bigger guns coming or more guns coming. So let's be clear, right? If they ban firearms altogether, criminals will figure out how to get them, right? If they ban drugs altogether, people still use them. So I say this to say it just makes it more of a hot commodity because now you're spending more money on it and things like that. So I don't think that banning guns will change. I definitely think that they should do different checks with firearms. But I also think that gun laws are like bleach, good for the whites and bad for the colored. So we're looking for them to change laws to put us in a respective place, and it's never going to be that. So when I say, they should do mental health checks, the mental health checks is going to be scrutinized against the people that they already think is mental because of the color of our skin. So are people ready for that? The better conversation is, you can get a gun. I preach, get a gun. It's a great last resort, but it's still a last resort. But what about the beginning, middle, and end to the fight, right? A lot of us do the beginning and say, I want a gun, I'm going to go to training. The middle is you get the gun, but a lot of us ain't prepared for the end result, right? So I say that to say, like, mass shootings ain't going to stop. A lot of these people out on the dark net, on the dark web, having conversations amongst themselves. Y'all think that this is not orchestrated? Y'all think that, the criminals are the top people in the world who doing wrong? Nah, we got police who running groups and other things, and I try to keep that conversation light. But, they're the biggest gangs throughout the country. So, again, when we start making better decisions, when we start putting ourselves in a position to really be looked at like we're demanding our respect, it's going to start with us. We don't even respect our own self. So along with the gun laws changing, are we ready to change? Are we ready to talk about educating your homeboy and educating your man? Are we ready to be like, man, let's step in and let's do this, that, and the third? Like, at the end of the day, you can't have one without the other, right? Just because you think you are right today, does that mean that you don't have mental health issues? That just means that you ain't had a break yet, or you don't know of any known issues. So reality of it is, man, it starts with us. I do think some stuff should change, but Maryland being a may issue state in the middle of two shall issue states is kind of weird, right? DC houses some of the most powerful people in the world. If anything happens, something's getting sent here off the rip. We saw it with 9/11. We see what happens when they talk about us over the news. It'd be something that's said from the White House podium, whether he's in the White House talking or not, that'll fuel riots in other countries. So really, we have more power than we think, and us living up here in these areas, DMV especially, we gotta tighten up. We gotta tighten up. So my answer is A, Alex. Everybody should get a gun, but you should be prepared for the beginning, middle, and end to the fight.
I agree on some points.
Talk about it.
Like my thing with the mental evaluation, I agree with it. Like I was saying, my driver's license, we got to get those renewed every few years. I feel like a gun license should be able to get renewed every few years. And then those mental evaluations come if you own 3 or more firearms, semi-automatic rifles. You should have a mental evaluation every 3 years to make sure you still have your mental capabilities. And if you start showing signs, you should go under observation. And if they feel like deemed that you should get your weapons revoked because you're a threat to yourself or other people, then that should be the right of the state to do that.
So that is definitely true, but we also too know that if they do that for us, when police put their badges down and they badge out, they're regular civilians as well. So they have different capabilities for us, but Shit, why don't they have to do consistent mental health evaluations? Why don't they
I'd
have
say
to
that
do
should be a part
consistent
of that
training?
also.
Right? Most people, again, if you do a regular job, a 9 to 5, you get up, you go to work every day, you don't think that you have mental health issues. Right? A lot of us don't realize that we suffer from PTSD and a lot of things because we figure out a way and we go, you know what, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna make it work. I come from a strong family and I know how to pivot and do things. But the reality of it is, a lot less people would have firearms. But mental health check should be a must. I agree with you. I think that it should go all the way around the board for teachers. Mental health checks. I know our kids are bad, but if you're a teacher, you should be able to have that toolkit mentally to say, you know what, I know how to deal with these kids. My sister's a teacher. She's a bomb teacher. Okay, and she calls herself a professional, and I had to learn that there's a difference between a teacher and a professional. So I say that to say it can't just be guns, but no one's ready to have that conversation, right? If you put too much emphasis on guns having mental checks, then it's gonna start being, oh, we really gotta deal with mental health like this. We really gotta do this, right? Because the mental health checks need to go for what? The Secret Service and all these people, and then you start realizing these positions, y'all are mentally unfit because of some of the stuff you see.
Right.
So I say that it should happen. I agree with you. But I think that it should be continuity among many different professions, many different areas, and not just scrutinize the African Americans or the minorities. Because whoever's watching, if you're not Caucasian, you're with us on the other side. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't know if you thought you were on their side. Minority is minority.
Pretty much.
So if you're in this country legally, Spanish and everybody, you're all looked at as the same. So things do have to change. But again, you can have a firearm and have mental health issues as long as you have a certification from your doctor that you're not a danger to yourself, whether it's PTSD or something like that. Legally, they'll give you your firearm. So I always tell people it's somebody crazier with a legal firearm than you. So just know that.
One thing I want to say, I used to, you two know, everyone doesn't know, but I'm gonna let some people know a little bit in my background, my history. I used to work in a department that we did psychological evaluations for a federal law enforcement agency, and a lot of people failed. A lot of people failed. With that said, if we're regular civilians and we're trying to get a license to carry a gun, my question is, who's going to do the psych eval? Who's doing the psychological evaluation?
I'm going to be biased.
Because I'm going to be honest with you, that process, when you're doing a psychological evaluation, you're sitting there and you're at the mercy of those people who are doing the evaluation. So I feel like there's a lot of room for for error, interpretation, and like you said, bias. I feel like it's a good thought, but when you put that plan into action, you may turn around and they're gonna say you are unfit to carry a weapon. You yourself, and that's your idea that you think that this should happen.
I mean, I'm diagnosed, but I went through that therapy. I haven't had any issues.
But they may say that
a lot of people fake their therapy too.
If we have that conversation and they're doing the psych evals, I've been in psych evaluations before because of our old employer. Maybe we go to one and get cleared to come back to work for some bullshit. So it's basically you're having a conversation.
Right.
And it's basically how you react and how you respond. So I can understand how there can be some bias, but if there's a generic test and you answer certain ways, there's going to be red flags. That's not going to be the end all. Oh, you failed the exam. We're taking your guns. That's it.
Right.
That's just to get a barometer to see where you are in your mental capabilities. If you're on the fringe of being there, then maybe we can get you some help. Talk to somebody and get you off of the verge of being there. Or if you're already there, you're already paranoid and know the government's trying to do this and they're trying to poison us with the water and yada yada yada. Then hey, we need to watch this motherfucker because he's about to snap.
But I just feel like they're going to use that.
I mean, of course. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect, but unfortunately, for the greater good, which unfortunately nobody understands anymore. Unfortunately, it makes us uncomfortable that sometimes the innocent, the people that don't do anything wrong, have to get scrutinized. Trust me, I've been profiled for shit that other black people have done, but because I'm that color, I go through bullshit.
Really?
So, unfortunately, if I get uncomfortable and have to go through a little bit of bullshit to prevent people from dying, I'll take that. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I've been on both sides of it. I had illegal firearms. I banned legal firearms. I've used them
So
for
it
some
sounds
other
like the
activity.
better question that you're trying to put is, instead of doing constitutional carry everywhere where it's just loose laws, create some type of system that is uniform all the way around the board so that way we know what to look for. So I would take what you said and just say you want more uniform. You want something that's more solid to protect the good citizens, but you also want something that will consistently weed out the bad people. And I agree with you. Like she said, though, it has to be continuity with it all the way around the board, because if there's a will, there's a way. Okay? And that goes for the right and the wrong side of the law. So I definitely agree with you, and I think that more people should have these conversations, not just on podcasts, but where we at with pulling up to the debates that they have. Where we at with pulling up when they signing bills. So here goes another conversation. You know, we do a lot of this talking now over the last 2-3 years in our community, but the steppers and the people who really have been on both sides need to be the people that's really stepping up. So it's one of those things where, you know, we have never been outnumbered, but we're just outsmarted a lot of the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things is my mom was a big activist here. And one of the things is, like, for the low-income housing and the new projects and stuff, my mom fought they was going to knock down what she lived down on the south side now. And then when she went to go fight for the people in the new projects, none of them came to the meeting.
Yep.
And now when you go past the new projects, it's only a handful of low-income housing there. And then, you know, gentrification happened. And it's basically what she was saying, to a point, where are we when we have these meetings? It's one thing when Lil Ray Ray gets killed and we're all sad and everybody in the whole neighborhood wants to come out. What happens when you ain't got no neighborhood? You got to fight for your neighborhood too. You know, and the thing about that is those houses, and I was told this by a white guy when I used to go to church, he was our van driver. He used to tell us, you know, those housing, those barracks, those housing was the new project, or the project housing was actually the barracks for the black soldiers. So one of the reasons why they knock most of them down, because once they hit the 100-year landmark, they become a historical. They can't knock them down. Right. So that's why they had to do what they did as fast as they did. Because that's one of the reasons why they can't knock down, like, this Alpha Street Church, and there's the original Alpha Street Church. The reason why they can't knock down the original Alpha Street Church, because it's the first black church in Alexandria, and it's over 100 years old. So those would have been kind of landmark for black people. But they, like I said, didn't fight for them. And, you know, we can cry, but we also have to protest the other things, too, that's going on. Because what happens when we don't have a neighborhood to cry in? You know, because now we're looking at, now you have people moving into the area that you grew up in, but you have to be voted to see if you can get a place that they just moved you out of.
And then see, with guns is such a hot topic. You know, if, and again, I humbly agree, there should be some type of consistent check. I feel like some states they take us too much through the ringer, and some states it's too least. I feel like it could be some middle continuity. Right. But guess what? You do a mental health check for guns, or we want a mental health check for you getting food stamps. We want a mental health check for you getting Section 8. So I say this very humbly to say, yes, I agree with it, but then I also, too, know that if there's a will, there's a way. They're going to figure out how to say, oh, if you want this right here, if you want to be equal with us, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And it doesn't make it a bad thing. It's just like, if we get the yes over here and we say we won this fight, it's going to be 10 more that will lose. And are we really ready to have that conversation? And again, the beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
The beginning, middle, and end to every fight, every systematic oppressed topic, every thing in this country. The beginning is the conversation we're having right now, right? The middle is what we gonna do about it. Me and him can go to every meeting and somebody finally listen to us and we say, all right, we're gonna give you our opinions. Let's sit and talk to people. Let's put our time in pro bono. We're gonna do this. Once we get it signed, will they add something else in? Because again, we just offering input. So then it come back down the pike. Oh, well, we love this so much for the guns. If you on Section 8, you got to do X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z, and you know that who will that hurt. Of course, it's not just us in these Section 8 programs, but all of this is going to tie back to money. And
that's what I was about to say. Get to the root cause of why.
That's it.
Because the NRA are in all of these politicians' pockets.
Yep.
And they're all their puppets. That's why until we change the whole structure of the government, which I've said dozens of times, that's when officially things are going to change because all the politicians are so I don't care which politician it is, they've got some dirt or some money from the NRA. The NRA, like you said, the police is the biggest gang. The NRA is the biggest organization of gang in the United States. They got money tied into everybody. That's why when we speak up as a community and go to our politicians and tell them what we want, nothing happens. That's why, like we said, 80% of the Americans, gun owners included, want better background checks and want to raise the limit from 21 to 25. But because the senators are so compromised on the right with the NRA, they can't even talk about it. They're talking about, oh, we need God in schools more. That'll prevent mass shootings. We need this, we need that. I still can't get over the dude that said, well, the guy posted on social media he just killed his grandmother and was going to go kill people. The police, there should be an algorithm on social media to alert the police. So now to save our children, the person has to post on social media, I'm about to go kill everybody for somebody to do something, and that's the solution to this problem instead of doing better background checks and raising the age limit and maybe taking the AR-15 off the street because there's no reason for a private citizen to need an AR-15 that can overpower some of the police departments in this country.
The young man was going to shoot up his school. I want everybody to go read this. The young man, before all of this happened, had I think it was either on social media or something he told somebody. I want to say it was social media, what I read. He was threatening to shoot up his high school. He was planning, and he had that plan. He named the high school and everything where he went to.
Right.
They apprehended him, locked him up from what I read, took him to the mental ward of the hospital, did an evaluation, and he was let go the next day. They didn't hold him. I've never seen a person in my years of living, even from personal people that I knew or whatever, because again, I work in the medical field as well. I've been in the medical field 10 plus years. They let you go the next day. Oftentimes, observation is a minimum of 3 days. So again, you doing mental health checks and things. If they want to let you go based on the color of your skin or whatever, they're going to let you go. So the mental health checks, we gotta abide by every single thing. But then coming down the pike, someone says they're gonna shoot at the school, you let him go, and then a year later he ends up carrying out something different.
Clearly, it was biased.
I mean, it's one of those things you never because I work in healthcare, and the majority of the people that I see in our mental health facility are us. But we do get quite a few other people. But it does have, if you're a trouble starter, like you're starting trouble with other people, they can technically just be like, look, just clear this person and send them home.
Yeah, they were.
I don't know. I've never seen our color get anything less than 3 days in medication, and they want you doped up before they start asking you questions. And again, that's just my personal opinion on that. But guns is one of those things where it gets the people going, it gets the people talking. But once again, it's a lot of us out here who are now legal gun owners, but a lot of us don't have stop the bleed training. It's a lot of us out here that are legal gun owners, and we still trying to figure out who'd you vote for, Trump or Biden. You know what I tell people when they ask me that? Do you have a safety bag in your car? And they go, that has nothing to do with it. And I say, just ride with me for a minute. Do you have a safety bag in your home? No matter who gets on that news and talks crazy, no matter what happens, all I'm telling you is you're living somewhere where you have to get the answers and what you can do as a citizen from other people. Yeah. They can make a decision that I don't agree with, but now it's my new normal. So I say that to say, I don't care who's the president. Are you ready to protect your family in the manner of if something really went south? Because again, they talking, they gonna get out. We fixate sometimes on the things that we don't have our hand in changing, and the reality of it is the things that we can change, we're not even doing. If I felt like it was a war, something getting ready to happen, whether it was Trump, Biden, or whatever, because now it's a war going on somewhere else, everybody just like, dang, that's crazy what's going on in Ukraine. Dang, that's crazy what's going on in Russia. That's crazy. But nobody here is prepared. When Katrina happened, did anybody prepare their household?
No.
One of my friends said, oh, it's no body of water up here. Yeah, but do you see the government can't help you? When Flint happened, that can happen up here. Did you make sure that your house had an emergency stock of water? No. When Texas power grid went down, did you make sure that if your power was down, just let's say randomly, you come home one day and don't come back on for two weeks, 3 months, whatever, are you prepared to sustain your family? We do a lot of talking, but we do less action, and that's where I come in at as a firearms instructor, because these conversations are needed. His opinion is needed. Your opinion is needed. Her opinion is needed. But the reality of it is we do so much talking that we forget to prepare. That's the end result. The beginning is the conversation. The middle is getting the gun, trying to change some stuff to make it equal rights and mental health checks. But what's the end of all that? The mental health check ain't gonna stop people from doing bad. You still have to take this into your own hands. So I speak that fluently and tell people, man, a gun is a last resort. If I had to get to my gun, that means all of my other tactics and training, my situational awareness, my color codes of awareness that I use, just to know when to get out of a situation, I ain't do properly. I'm not mentally properly prepared. So again, we talking about fighting the oppressed system that has oppressed people before I was even born. I was born into the oppression, and then we have a group of people who want to be so badly oppressed because they want the attention. So now all this conversation, but nobody is really still preparing for the fight.
But unfortunately, that's an American trait.
Oh no, not all of America.
That's what this country does. They talk about stuff but don't do shit about it.
Not all of America. You got some groups of American citizens, they training their babies how to shoot at 3.
Yeah, a certain group of people.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
So all of America ain't like that.
You've heard me tell the pro-black folks that's talking about, we need to separate it. Those white folks been doing wilderness survival for decades.
Mm-hmm.
I got a glimpse of it. I've done wilderness survival, so I can go off the grid and survive if I need to. But a lot
And
of
that's the stuff you gotta preach to your family. That's the stuff you gotta preach to your fans, because I could too, but it's a lot of people around me still